I know it was a tough loss for the Knicks, and I know
Knicks
fans feel this way. Yo, the Garden is such a different vibe, man. It's such a different energy. It just feels so lit. I mean, Spike talks about it all the time. Like my guy Al Palagonia talks about it all the time. But like when you're there, it just feels different, Max.
If they had something to root for,
feels different.
Dude, Jay, can I say something real quick? And I want to hear all about it. When people talk about what kind of town is New York, it's a baseball town because of the Yankees. Oh, football, America is football. New York is a basketball town. And that's in spite of the Knicks stinking for decades, right? Like when I was a kid, Jay, courtside seats for the Knicks, all right? They got 41 home games, 20,000 people in the arena. Courtside seats, 1,500 a pop. You could get the same thing for the Giants or the Yankees, $100. Like the demand, because Madison Square Garden's in Manhattan. It's the only one of the majors right there. The Knicks, basketball, you're up close. There's nothing like it. So what was it like?
So I was going to say, so Giannis supposedly has a doc that may be coming out that's going to get a little bit deeper into his background and where he is and where he's going.
Oh.
And it is really fascinating, Max. And this is not me trying to take Giannis off of the Milwaukee Bucks and put him on a team. Like, yes, I know he had a 5-year deal and it's worth $228 million, signed that in 2020, right? But he will have an opt-out in a couple years. And there is something interesting about the immigrant background of how Giannis plays. You feel like he plays for his family. He plays for something so much bigger than himself, and understanding that. And then understanding, like, New York and the Madison Square Garden. Like, there is, when you think about him, he is not afraid to say, I want that. I can, like, and none of this media stuff would bother him because it feels like that is a sleeping giant on 33rd and 8th that has been, nobody wants to own. Nobody, like fans last night were talking to me like, well, who really wants to come here? Or who wants to play for Jim Dolan? Nobody really wants us. Like, we missed the boat on Donovan Mitchell, and we had a chance to get him, and what are we really doing it for? And I'm sitting there watching this dude on the court last night, and I'm like, damn, that just kind of looks, and just, it feels right there.
He got nothing to hide, Jay.
What are you going to say about me? I don't care.
Know why he's a perfect for the Knicks? He's a worker. Like whatever you want to say,
blue-collar worker, man.
Not that New York, because like every town, Detroit's blue-collar, Cleveland more blue-collar than New York, right? But the Knicks, when I think about the Knicks, when I was a kid, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, I remember Charles Oakley once saying, there's no difference between playing basketball and being a farmer. You wake up early in the morning and you work all day, right? Like, that's Giannis. When Luka's like, he's the best player in the game, and Luka's kind of a little pudgy, and you look at Giannis, how he came into the league and how he looks now, the way he plays now, he's made for New York.
So, Jay, you said his 5-year deal, he's got to opt out in 2 or 3?
Yeah, it's 2 more. Yeah, 2 more.
Two more years he can opt out?
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't, I don't know. Maybe New York is in his future. Maybe it's not. But he certainly would be the toast of the town if he was to make a decision to come to New York and play. But why would you come to New York and play and make that decision when the organization as a whole is just always upside down? Like, no matter what, they haven't been able to get it right since the Patrick Ewings and the Oakley days. They haven't been able to get right. At least they were somewhat right back in those days. So why would you want to go from something that's right to something that you hope gets right that hasn't had the track record of showing you that they have the wherewithal to be able to get right?
Because he's Giannis, and he doesn't care.
Yeah,
like,
you do care.
He does care, but there's something about, I don't think he's afraid to say, I want that, and that could be mine. I'm going to help bring other dudes in to play with me. You know what I mean? Or we can build around me. And there's something to be said about that, Key. Like, and I agree. Look, I think the Knicks are going to make changes again. Like, whether that's Scott Perry, whether that's Thibodeau falling on the sword. Somebody's going to fall on the sword first now. And it's like, I don't like some of the moves. Obviously, Julius Randle, that's a contract I wouldn't have given him. But at the time, like, and not making the move for Donovan Mitchell, I think was a huge missed opportunity. And you hear internally, like, Max, they were split on that. Like, one part of the camp wanted to make that happen more than anything. The other part of the camp didn't feel like he was worth the money, and they missed the boat on that. That was a big-time miss. A big-time miss.
One of many.
I wonder if Giannis would consider going to L.A.
See, I don't know. You just think about international, and he could be an international
He's an
superstar
immigrant.
in Milwaukee.
He's an
But
immigrant.
New York, it fits here more than it fits in LA.
By the way, not only an immigrant and African, all that, Greek. He's like you come from Greek. You know what makes New York like? You know, like the Greek diners, the Greek population in New York City. When I was growing up, they're less now. Tastes have changed, and people like to go to Feds. You sit in a Greek diner with a New York Post, Daily News, whatever. Read the sports section about the New York Knicks, right? Like, there are large immigrant populations from all over the place here. Giannis is exemplifies the kind of immigrant work ethic, the aspirations, he's perfect.
But born in Nigeria, then moved to Greece, right? So you say Greek, he's Nigerian. He's Nigerian. Part of the world, it's like he's Greek.
That's right.
But also,
just like New York though, and I'm not an advocate for the Lakers. I'm not working for them or anything like that. But
not that we know of.
LA is an international city as well.
No question.
So I'm just saying, when you think about star power as a star, New York Knicks basketball hasn't given you that in a very long time.
Okay. So why the Knicks instead of the Lakers? Because they never had that.
Never.
They haven't had that.
They haven't shown you that they can do that.
You're right.
Where in LA, they've shown you many times over.
And not only that, Jay, they'll win with it too.
And they'll win with it.
But also, him winning the championship, right? For the Bucks, he did something that's never been done before. He's not afraid to do that.
Oh, Jay's on fire.
Copy somebody else's. And also, I'll tell you, he's like that. He's kind of like, I never see him following in LeBron James' footsteps ever. That's not him. I never see him doing that.
You're not following LeBron footsteps. You following the greatness of the organization.
I can form my own. I can blaze.
I'm not even a Knicks fan anymore, and Jay's getting me excited. He's right. He's right.
Maybe he never leaves Milwaukee. More power up to Milwaukee. I got love for Mark Lasry and their team and what they built. It's incredible. Love that city. But I don't see Giannis being somebody who's afraid to blaze his own.
Giannis ain't afraid. He's doing him.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.